This is probably a bad idea. Wait, what the heck happened? So during the event, like when the event first went live on Thursday, we had double XP, double battle pass XP, everything like that. And it was even going on yesterday. But now all of a sudden it's totally gone. I thought it was gonna go all weekend, but dude, that was such a tease. I was gonna get ready to hop on and play all weekend, but well, if that's the case, I'm just gonna play more Dragon Ball Xenoverse this weekend. I don't care. But anyway, my plan at this current point in time, because originally I was saying that I wasn't going to do this. Originally, I got Orion and that was gonna be that. I was done camo grinding. I was gonna wait until the next game. But now that all the weapons are gonna be carrying over to Modern Warfare 3 and all the camos that we unlock for those weapons are gonna be carrying over to Modern Warfare 3, I don't really have a choice. Right now I have gold on the intervention. Right now I just need to unlock gold on 3 more snipers in order to unlock platinum, at which point I'm able to do more long shots, yippee. And then I get to go through and do all the fun polyatomic challenges and then unlock Orion for the snipers. And this is actually, oh no, this and the rocket launchers. These are the only 2 classes that I'm missing Orion for. There's also like a few other weapons throughout the game that I need to unlock it for. Yeah, like obviously the new DLC weapons. I didn't even unlock the M13C or the FAMAS yet. It's called the FR Advancer, but wait, I thought it was the FR Advancer, but no, it's the FR Advancer. I'm sorry, I don't care what it's called. It's the FAMAS, clearly. Now I feel cheated, because I was gonna get on and play and start grinding for this video, but if there's no double XP, what's the point? I mean, I have some tokens, but like, I want that Battle Pass XP. Would y'all care if I just kind of switch games mid-video? So for those of you that don't know, I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan. Originally, I beat the first Xenoverse game back when it launched, but you know, I've had a little bit of that itching lately to go back and replay the Xenoverse game. So this morning, I actually just beat Xenoverse 1, and then later this afternoon, I'm planning on going through and starting up Xenoverse 2. Even though I did technically beat Xenoverse 1, I could go through and grind out the time shards so then I can unlock the secret legendary Super Saiyan Saga, but honestly, I don't know if I want to do that. Here's my character right here. It's at level 49. As you can see from like the stats, I'm more leaning towards like strikes and super attacks. I don't know. I could go grind out the parallel quest because I know there is a way if you get like the ultimate finishers, you could do that. But the thing is, I already did that back when the game launched and I really don't know if I want to do that again. Because even if you do the ultimate finishes for the bonus objectives, I don't know if it's really worth my sanity, man. Because at this current point in time, I'm still pretty underleveled. I'd have to grind out a couple more levels to at least stand a chance, especially on that first mission where you have to like defeat the 15 enemies before you even get to fight Frieza, and you also have to keep your AI partner alive. So I don't know, I'm only at level 49. I don't know if I like I said, I already did it back at launch and I technically beat the main game, which is all I wanted to do. I didn't come back to this game with the objective of like 100%ing it or anything like that. I just came back to this game with wanting to experience the main story again because I mean, it's a lot of fun. It's a really good Dragon Ball story. So I think at this point I'm just gonna move on to my replay of Xenoverse 2 since I haven't beaten that game since launch. And I've heard they've added a bunch of stuff to it, so I mean, you know, obviously in between like the main missions, you have to like go off and grind out like parallel quests and like, you know, maybe like online battles as well, just to get yourself some of that extra XP so you can like stay leveled up enough to keep playing through the main story. So I've really been wanting to dive back into that one just so I can see what's new, because there's been a lot of updates. I played that game a lot back in the day. I had an account on my Xbox, but then I played it a ton on PS4. So I'm interested to see what it's like now, because I heard they even like put in a new update and or DLC, I guess, that has like all of the characters from the new movie. Yeah, but my build here is pretty basic. I'm all about strikes. My key level is literally at 0, or like my key blast skill. So ranged attacks are literally just like not an option for me. All of my supers and ultimate attacks are also spec'd out that way. Like I'm also using the Victory Rush ultimate attack, which is one of my favorites. As you can see here, it just like zips around and then does that final kick down to the ground. It's really good for putting the enemies at their place. I've also been using the Unrelenting Barrage attack just because this is another good one. Like whenever you're kind of in that position where it's like, okay, I'm low on health, but I need to do a lot of damage, you can just kind of zip around the battlefield and knock them out. I also got a couple of attacks here. Like I use my fighting pose E whenever I have a moment where the enemies are kind of like far away. Like usually after I do the final kick on my Victory Rush where it kind of like knocks them down to the ground, this is where I'll use like my fighting pose E. So then while they're down on the ground, I have a minute to buff myself up and continue the fight, because like, you know, it's not a huge damage buff, but it's enough to really make a difference. It adds just a slight amount of damage to each of my hits to where like DPS wise, it makes a difference long term. And then furthermore, for my evasive skill, I also have final pose. So between final pose and fighting pose E, I'm able to buff myself up quite a bit throughout the majority of the match and just lay down a bunch of damage. In terms of my other super attacks, they're pretty basic. I just have an instant transmission so that I'm able to like catch up with the enemy rather instantly, and then I also have Meteor Strike here, which I honestly don't use too much. I'm probably gonna switch that one out. But otherwise, I literally do not have like a single ranged ability. Like all of my attacks are just centered around striking because that's how I statted my character out. I haven't even put a single level into my ki or stamina. Normally, the default for the ki and stamina would be to have like 3 bars there, aka 300 stamina and 300 ki. But I literally basically put all my levels into normal strike-based attacks, strike supers, health, and then I'm also wearing the full GT Trunks adult outfit because that boosts my ki and strike attacks and strike supers and stuff. Like, I put everything that I can into this. I don't have a single piece of clothing that's boosting my health. All of that just came from my stats. All of my clothing is literally just working to like boost my strike stats more and more and my super stats more and more. Some people may disagree with the build choice and with some of the move sets, but hey man, this is just the build that I like going with. I really like these strike builds. I just like being quick, nimble, deadly. Like, I love it when not only am I quick, but also each of my hits are just doing a lot of damage. I may not be the spongiest in terms of health. That being said, with how much damage I'm doing, I'm able to take out most of the enemies so fast that it literally doesn't even matter. And plus, I've been putting my stats pretty evenly into strikes, supers, and health, so it all kind of like evens out. I probably could have put even more stats into my strikes and supers if I really wanted to, but yeah, towards the end of like the time patrol missions, right before I got to the ending, I was having basically like just enough health to get by, and that's including the fact that I even have like all the different variants of energy capsules in there besides energy capsule Z's, and I also have all regen capsules on. I could have put some of the energy capsule Z's on, but honestly, I didn't, not only did I not have enough Zenny to support that, but I also just didn't really feel it necessary because the energy capsule L does enough to like basically refill my entire health bar. I know I'm kind of playing like garbage getting thrown around right now, but right now I'm just trying to like commentate and explain to you guys what my build is. And plus, this difficulty level is literally like a 4 or 5 star, so I'm not worried. Like, even if I get tossed around, we're gonna win no problem. The Unrelenting Barrage is seriously one of the most satisfying moves in the game, though, because like sometimes the lock-on will kind of mess up and it won't always land, but when it does land, like, it feels good. I also kind of have this other strategy where I'll get him. It's not necessarily a stun lock, but it might as well be a stun lock, where basically I'll hit him with a 5 combo of the Y attacks, the strong attacks, and then I'll follow it up with meteor crashes, and I'll basically just do that over and over and over again. I'll do the 5 string of strong attacks, and then I'll hit him with a meteor crash, and I'll just do that over and over and over again. If anyone's curious as to how I kind of statted on my character here, I'll go into my attributes, but as you can see, it's literally 45 max health, 50 on the base attacks, and 49 on the strike supers. Again, I know I probably could have leveled up my ki and stamina a bit more to kind of like lean into the supers a bit more, but I was already doing so many of those things where I was like doing the combos into the super attacks rather than the ultimate, so you know, it really wasn't a big deal. If I was relying more on ki and stamina, then yeah, maybe I would have leveled those up a bit more, but I honestly didn't have any issues. And even if I would have had issues, there's so many items in the game that I could have just swapped out one of my health capsules for that, and then 45 max health, I probably could have went lower or higher on this, depending on how you look at it and depending on the mission, but honestly, I'm pretty happy with where this is at. Obviously, I was able to beat the game with this build, and yeah, it was a very good build. I'm definitely going to go with strikes again when I replay Xenoverse 2, because the first time that I beat Xenoverse 2, I did like a mix of like strikes and ki, but oh my god, strikes were just, it was so good. Anyway, I know this video was rather random. It was going to be a Call of Duty video until I realized they took double XP away from me, and then it turned into a Dragon Ball video, so hope you guys enjoyed that. But anyway, as always, a massive shout out and thank you to all the Patrons and channel members. Thank you to all of you in the low baller tier, and an even bigger shout out thank you to all of you in the big baller tier, Miller Asking, and Big Daddy Manny, and the biggest shout out thank you all to all of you in the G tier, Ron Adventures, and Little Cheese Girl. Thank you guys so much. You guys are literal legends. I love you. Thank you guys for watching. Have an amazing day. Stay beautiful. I love you all. Peace.